Hello, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the J Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Joshua Nowakowski, and welcome to a new episode of the J Sports Podcast. Sorry, I know I put out no episodes last weekend. I'm sorry, I was house sitting. It was a busy weekend. There was plenty of sports news going on, but I just really didn't have time to record. So I'm really sorry. Um, yeah, I'm really sorry about that. But I'm back. I'm back on the schedule now. So J Sports Grind, we back on it. And I was super excited to record. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go over everything I've missed. I'm gonna go over it all the shit. Gonna go over it all. And I'm in a good mood, having a good day. And the Dodgers, they just got swept by the Padres, so whatever. Okay. And I'm sitting here watching the Dodgers Cubs game. What happens? Cubs throw a combined no hitter. What? Come on. Instant boom, bad mood. That is a mood killer. Is a no hitter against your team. But yeah, Cubs threw the seventh no hitter of the season, a combined no hitter. Zach Davies didn't throw over 87 miles per hour, went 6 innings, and then it was Ryan Tempura, Andrew Chafin, and Kimbrel got the pitch the final inning, got the final 3 outs. Dodgers on a pretty big skid right now. It's a 4-game skid, but yeah, their offense hasn't shown up, and they got to start showing up. That offense got to show up soon, and hopefully they will. But we'll see what happens with them. So I guess we're just gonna start there because I started with baseball. So there's a lot of baseball I do want to get to in this episode. I do want to start with, so we are 4 days in. Oh, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 4 days in on the MLB cracking down on the substance policy. So we have had a few incidents. Max Scherzer getting checked 3 times in 4 innings, I believe. And then you have the Sergio Romo thing that happened. That was hilarious. If you haven't seen it, search it up. Sergio Romo, relievers, when they get off the mound, they're asked to, can I see your glove, your hat, all of that. So Sergio Romo throws his hat on the ground, puts his glove onto the ground, and unbelts his belt, puts it on the ground, and then starts to take off his pants. And the MLB and the umpire just looks at him like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, he's got that look on his face. He's like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like, you asshole!" And it was so funny. I mean, I understand why pitchers do not like this rule at all. And I don't like the fact that it came in the middle of the season. Just in my opinion, I did not like that it came when it did. And, I think they could have had a better plan. And I do think so regarding the Max Scherzer incident. So Max Scherzer gets checked twice by umpires. Then Joe Girardi asked them to check him a 3rd time. And Scherzer was pissed about it. And Girardi said, and after the game, Girardi got ejected later. He said, well, I checked, I've seen Max pitch multiple times, and I've never seen him take off his hat that many times. He kept on taking his hat and rubbing the back of his neck. And Max said after the game, yeah, that's because I don't sweat a lot, and that was the only place I was sweating, and so I had to get there to get some sort of grip on the ball, or I was going to hit someone in the face, is what Max was saying. And Joe's like, I've never seen him do it before, so I need them to check his neck and stuff like that. He had nothing on. He was fine. But I do like, it was Will Middlebrooks, I believe, tweeted. He said, I believe managers should treat checking pitchers like a challenge. If the person is sticky and they're ejected, you keep your challenge. But if you're wrong, you lose a challenge. And I thought that's an interesting idea. And I honestly kind of like it. I do like the idea of, okay, don't just check just because he's doing something different. Like, only check if you really think this guy's got sticky stuff going on, and that the umpires are just being oblivious, So I thought that was an interesting idea. Drop a comment down on the Instagram post for this, or on YouTube. Do you like the idea of that? If manager wants to have a pitcher checked an extra time, it counts as a challenge. I like the idea of it. I think it'd be interesting to see how many managers then ask for that third check. There was one person who had to have his hat removed. That was Diego Castillo. And his hat was deemed a little bit sticky, and so they took it out of play and gave him a new one. That's really the only incident. No pitchers are going to be... I don't think you're going to see any pitchers caught. I say give this thing about a month, then you might see some pitchers get caught. Because right now, they're all going to play it safe. They're all going to be, oh, I'm using nothing. I'm going cold turkey, doing nothing. And then, give them a month and a half. Someone's numbers are going to slip, and they're going to try and get away with it. I say by August 1st, you'll probably have, that's just over a month away. I'll say you'll get 2 pitchers ejected by August 1st. Now, let's see. By August 1st, 2 pitchers will be ejected for sticky stuff. And yeah, so I want to talk about that. Tyler Glass now. He gave his thoughts on it, how he used sunscreen and rosin, and then he wasn't for a few starts. He felt pain in places he didn't even know he had muscles. And then I believe he needs Tommy John surgery. So that's a bummer. And he talked about how he believes it's because he had to regrip. And watch his interview, because he explains it very well. Trevor Bauer came out with a video, explains it very well, what happens, because when you have a better grip, you don't have to hold it. He really explains it well, how all the tendons connect and how you throw the pitch and all of that, how you get the force on the ball with that, when you have a better grip and when you don't have a grip, and, the baseball is being slippery already and this and that. So go check out Trevor Bauer's YouTube videos. He's been explaining it in great detail and very, very well. But yeah, go check his videos out to get, more educated, and you understand kind of what's going on with the sticky situation in baseball and the crackdown of it and why pitchers are mad. Ultimately, I don't think there's going to be I think there will be a MLB lockout next season, because the CBA is up, so they need to come to new terms. And these two people and the players and owners couldn't be farther apart. And I don't see them playing next year, because I think I already was like, okay, they might not be playing next year. And then they threw this rule in the middle of the season. I don't see them starting the MLB season at the beginning of the year next year. I see a lockout coming. I see a shortened season again next season, because I think the players are pissed. The owners and players have never been so far apart. And I just think it's inevitable. It's been building. This heat between them has been building for a long, long time. And I think this was just the tipping scale, was this mid-season rule, and pitchers are pissed at it. That is coming right now. And yeah, I don't see them playing baseball in the beginning of 2022. I don't see them playing in April. Probably I think there's gonna be a lockout due to this. That's just my opinion, though. I could be totally wrong. I would love to be wrong on that. But yeah, that's really all the MLB I wanted to talk about. It's the sticky stuff, the no-hitter now. That ties for modern era record, 7 no-hitters in a season. So I just want to cover that real quick. That's really all that's been going on in baseball. Vlad Jr., 24 homers, leading the majors. That's pretty freaking awesome. My boy Vlad Jr. And I was at my first Dodger game last week on Wednesday when they played the Phillies. They lost. They got shut out. It was their second game back at full capacity. I was there. Me and Alyssa had a great time. Dodger Dogs garlic fries nachos. Got our Mookie Betts jersey. Super fun time. Had a blast. And glad everything's reopening and get back. And, yeah. And, get vaccinated if you haven't already. Things are opening up and you don't want to miss out. So that's my word to you. Get vaccinated if you haven't already. But everyone has their own opinion, and I respect everyone's opinion. But it's cool seeing everything open up again, being back at the ballpark. It was pretty cool to be with 50,000 other Dodger fans. But yeah, I really cool. So I was really happy to be back at the ballpark on Wednesday. Even though the Dodgers lost, I still had a great time. Fans were still into it, even though the Dodgers got shut out that game. It was still a blast. So just wanted to mention that as well. But as we move on, we're going to be going to the NHL. That's right. We're talking hockey on the podcast. Let's go hockey. Let's do that hockey. The first team has secured their ticket into the Stanley Cup Final, and it is the Montreal Canadiens. That's right. Canada has a shot to get the cup back. Montreal, first time back in the Cup Final since 1993. And if you're wondering, because this year in the NHL, it was the top 4 teams from each division, and then they kind of faced off, and the best team won, kind of thing. That's what happened. So Montreal was the 4th seed in the North Division with a 24-21-11 record. And they are now in the Stanley Cup Final after defeating the Las Vegas Golden Knights in Game 6. So Montreal has punched their ticket to the Stanley Cup Final. Corey Perry, my guy, Anaheim Duck legend, Corey Perry has a chance to get his second cup, I should say, his second Stanley Cup, which would be freaking amazing. Tomorrow is, I believe, Friday. Yeah, Game 7, Tampa Bay versus the Islanders for the other spot in the Stanley Cup Final. That's going to be an electric game, electric crowd in Tampa. I am super pumped for that game. Personally, I'm rooting for the Islanders because, I mean, Tampa Bay won last year, and the Islanders haven't been to the Stanley Cup Final in I don't even know how long. If the Stanley Cup Final is Montreal versus the Islanders, I don't care who wins. I am happy with either team winning the cup. If it's Montreal and the Lightning, I'm pulling for Montreal. I would love to see Perry get another Stanley Cup. And this team was not expected to do well this year. Let's be honest. They were not expected to do this well this year, and here they are in the Stanley Cup Final. So, super awesome. And yeah, that's really the Seattle Kraken hired their first official head coach. I believe he was a Flyers old coach. Let me double check on that right now for you. But yeah, the Seattle Kraken have named their newest head coach. And what is his name? Sorry, I am looking for it. Aha. That is going to be Dave Haxtell. I believe he was with the Flyers for a little bit, but yeah. So he's going to be Seattle's first franchise coach. And we got the NHL Stanley Cup Final that's starting soon. But watch Game 7 on Friday, Lightning Islanders. It's going to be a great game. Next thing in the NHL, Jack Eichel rumors. The Buffalo Star definitely wants out. He's definitely out of Buffalo. It just depends where now. It seems like it's between Anaheim, the Ducks, the Kings, the Blue Jackets, and it seems like the Rangers are out. The Ducks do have the prospects to give up. I would hate to see Zegras go. I would, if you're telling me, which most reports are, it's going to have to be Zegras or Drysdale. I'm gonna try and do Drysdale. I love both of them. They're both great players. I just think Zegras has a higher ceiling and fits this team. He's often I don't know. They're both offensively minded, but one's a defenseman, one's a forward. Wing center is in Zegras. I just think Zegras has generational talent, so I would love to if we can keep Zegras, I would love to. If we can somehow sway a deal where we maybe give up 3 to 4 players and it's going to be the 3rd overall pick instead of giving up Zegras or Drysdale, that would be ideal, although I don't think Buffalo would do that. But keep on the watch. Jack Eichel is going to be traded. He's out of Buffalo. He's done there. He's going somewhere new. So keep your eye out for that to check out, see where he's going to be going. And I'm hoping he comes to Anaheim. I would love to see him in a Ducks jersey, play for the Ducks. He's an elite player, top 15, 20 player in the NHL. I would probably say top 15. he's dealt with some neck issues this year, and he's been wanting to get a surgery. The Sabres don't want him to get the surgery, so that's a lot of the conflict. And also, he was pretty pissed off before that. But Jack Eichel, he's going to be traded soon because the draft is in about 4 weeks. He's going to be traded soon. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to cover in the NHL. That's really all that's kind of gone on while I've been absent, I guess, from the podcast. But in the NFL, really not a lot as well going on. Just a lot of like rumblings about Rodgers and this and that. But today, the NFL announced that Raiders defensive end. Sorry, I don't want to mess up his name. I know the first name's Carl. I want to get the last name. Sorry, this happened I think on Monday or Tuesday, I believe. Yeah, Carl. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, Carl Nassib. He is the defensive end for the Las Vegas Raiders. He came out as openly gay. Cool moment. He made a little video coming out, just letting everyone know. And he's gotten a ton of support from the NFL community. Had the top selling jersey Tuesday and Wednesday in the NFL on NFLshop.com. I think that's freaking awesome. And yeah, good for him. Good for him for, doing that. Just being able to be that comfortable to do something like that. And he didn't receive much backlash, a lot of respect from other players and teammates. So super cool move. That was cool to see all the support and love he got. I totally support him and all that. And I don't have an issue with it at all. If you do, I don't know what to tell you. I doubt you're listening if you have a problem with it. That's what I'll say. But in the other NFL news, today it was announced that starting in 2022, the alternate helmets are gonna be back. So those creamsicle Buccaneer uniforms, the Houston Oiler uniforms, I know I'm missing the light blue Eagles, the blue helmet Broncos, the dark purple Vikings. I know I'm missing one right now, and it's really upsetting me that I can't get it. Oh my goodness. The Patriots. That's what it is. Yeah, that white and red Patriots helmet. So you can have your helmet can be a different color starting in 2022. You can have all those throwback uniforms in there. Finally, I can't wait. I'm excited. The Falcons red, throwback red helmets, those are going to be back in the game. And yeah, super excited about that for that to happen. But NFL training camp right around the corner. And, before we know it, new season's going to be starting up real soon, and I'm super excited for that. But yeah, not a lot really going on in the NFL. Just wanted to touch on that real quick. But NBA, bulk of the episode here. NBA news. So Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks beat the 76ers in 7 games. Hell yeah, Trae. Hell yeah. The Bucks beat the Nets in game 7 as well. Way to go, Giannis. Way to put in that work. And suck it, KD and the Nets. I don't know, KD. Not suck it, KD. Suck it, Harden, because we know I'm a Harden hater here. But, that's fine. I don't like Harden. Never have, never will. Not my guy. That was an epic game 7 between the Bucks and Nets, though. KD, literally, if his foot was half a size smaller, he's not on the line, and they're moving on at the buzzer beater. Well, I guess there was like 0.3 left or whatever. But yeah, if his feet were a little bit smaller, that's a game winner for the Nets. Didn't go that way. Bucks pull out the win in OT in game 7 and moved on. And game 1 between the Hawks and the Bucks, Hawks took it to him. Trae Young dropping 48. Him and Luka are the only people to have 45 and 10 assists in the playoffs under the age of 23, I believe. I need to find it because I need to make sure I got that right, but I am 99.9% sure that is what I read. Let me see. But yeah, Trae Young went absolutely off. And yeah, Trae Young just went off in that game. And the Bucks and he got help. John Collins had over 20 points. And he got some help from his key supporters. I love this Hawks team because it's like this Hawks team is just so different. Like, they are so different because they're not like all these other, it's like they had no one on the All-Star team. They had no All-NBA players, no All-Defensive players. And it's Trae Young, a star player, probably going to be a superstar now, and then just a bunch of dudes. And these bunch of dudes are balling out. A bunch of young dudes, I will add that. And they're doing this without Cam Reddish and without DeAndre Hunter. DeAndre Hunter's out for the season. I believe Reddish, he might come back. I'm not sure. But either way, they have made this run without two very key players on this team. Don't forget that. Like, Cam Reddish and DeAndre Hunter aren't nobodies to this team. They were key parts of this team. And, you got John Collins, you got Clint Capella, Gallinari, Kevin Herter, I'm sure I'm forgetting Lou Will. I'm sure I think I'm probably forgetting a shooter or two. Oh, Bogdanovich, Bogey, and I love this Hawks team. Like, they are my favorite team left in the playoffs by far. Has to be this Hawks team because they're just so fun to watch. Like, this young team that is 2 to 3 years above schedule. Like, they were not expected to be in the Eastern Conference Finals. A lot of people had the Knicks winning in the first round. I did have the Hawks. I did not expect them to beat the 76ers. I said without Embiid, it goes 6 or 7. Embiid played. It went 7, and they won in 7 in Philadelphia. And I'll get more to Philadelphia in a minute. But yeah, that was just absolutely bonkers. What Trae Young did last night in Milwaukee. Game 2's on Friday. This is going to be a great series. I know I made the prediction if the Bucks get past the first round, they're going to the finals. I would be okay with being wrong if it's to Trae Young and the Hawks. Like, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that prediction being wrong. I'll live. I promise. But yeah, Trae Young, he's been having the good playoffs. And in that game 7 against the 76ers, he didn't play well, but other players stepped up for him. Other guys stepped up. And that's what this team did. They just have that next man up mentality, which it's such a good it's like, that's a team, that's a special mentality when you're just next man up. Trae's shooting bad. All right, Kevin Herter, Gallinari, I'm going to get these buckets, and Trae's going to hit a key shot here. That's what makes this Hawks team so cool. They were 13th seed below 500 at the All-Star break. Below 500, 13th seed in the East. And they fire their head coach. Fire their head coach. And, they have Nate McMillan take over duties. And I would be shocked if he is not the Hawks coach next season. I would be shocked. Absolutely shocked if Nate McMillan is not on the Hawks bench next season. Because, and I've heard what it is he holds Trae accountable. I've heard that's what it is. He holds Trae accountable, which that's what you need in a coach. You need to hold your stars accountable. We'll talk about another coach in a minute, but who possibly wasn't holding his star accountable, or there were riffraffs going on. But Trae Young, Nate McMillan, they've been great since Nate McMillan took over for this team. He better be the head coach next season and for a long time, because this Hawks team is special. We'll see what else they can do if they can rally off another win and get to the finals. That would be absolutely crazy if they got to the finals, right? And in the West, The Clippers defeated the Jazz in 6. Okay, Clippers move on and play the Suns. First 2 games in Phoenix. Suns take game 1. Devin Booker 40-point triple-double. Game 2, we got the DeAndre Ayton buzzer beater, which was awesome to watch. Game 3 today, Clippers took game 3. Paul George had I believe he had a great game. Clippers went on a run in the third quarter. It was like a 20-something to like 3 run or something. It was something crazy. They win 106-92. Chris Paul's back. He missed the first 2 games on the COVID list. Paul George 27 points with 15 rebounds, also adding in 8 assists. No Kawhi Leonard yet for the Clippers. I don't think he's going to be back. Reggie Jackson continues his insane playoff run. Another 23 points tonight. Absolutely crazy for Reggie Jackson to do. That he's pulling these kind of stats in the playoffs. It's just crazy. But that's a 2-1 series. That's going to be on Saturday. Game 4, big game 4. Is it going to be tied 2-2, or can the Suns take a commanding 3-1 lead? We will see. We will see on Saturday. But and so, I can't really make predictions because they're both deep in. I mean, I guess the Hawks one's only 1 game in, but 3 games in. I'm gonna do predictions. I'm gonna do what I would like to see in the finals. I would love, as much as I pick the Bucks, I would love to see Trae Young and the Hawks in the finals. I would love to see it. And I would also love to see in the West. I think I'm gonna go with the Suns. I think I'd rather see the Suns in this scenario just because I'm not the biggest Clipper guy here. So I think I'd love to see the Suns and Hawks, which I don't think there's anyone in the world who had that as their finals prediction at the beginning of the season. So I think that would be pretty cool to have that kind of series in the finals be these, a bunch of young stars. It's all of the teams in the playoffs haven't won in a long time. And so I think it'd just be super, super cool to see just a unique final, something different, in the finals. I think it'd be pretty cool to see, a Suns Hawks, even if the Bucks get in. Bucks haven't won in a while. So, I'm happy with whoever gets in. I mean, I guess Clippers, I would be a little less happy because, it's the Clippers. And so, yeah, I just wanted to kind of touch on that, talk about it a little bit. I think I'm going to do something to end the video if it's going to load on my computer. I think I'm going to do it. Let me see if I can get it loaded up. If I am, let's do it. It'd be super cool. I would really be happy if I could. Let me see if it's going to let me. Will it let me? About it. Okay. So it ended earlier. I was gonna fill out my all-star ballot in front of you guys, but phase 2 doesn't begin until June 28th. So phase 1 closed. So there's no voting anymore. Sorry, I was gonna fill out my my little all-star ballot for you guys, but it's all good. No worries. It's all good. But I will just, I think I covered everything. I tried to kind of get through it quickly. I didn't want it to be too long of a podcast. I know my 2.5 hoopers, they're waiting to record their podcast as well. So I didn't want to keep you guys too long. Just do a nice brief recap, talk about the week. Sorry I missed this past weekend, but I'm making it up to you guys big time. I've got a super duper awesome, fun interview for you guys dropping on Saturday. I'm super stoked for you guys to listen to it because I'm just so excited for this interview. But that's all I got for you guys. So, that's all I got. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe, like on YouTube, comment down below. Do you like the MLB enforced rules? Give me your thoughts about the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. You know, when it's announced who's playing, who are you going for? Who would you like to see win? And let me know about some fun NFL jerseys that you're excited to see back. And in the NBA, give me some finals predictions. I know the series are going, but still give me some finals predictions. Follow me on Instagram, J_sports_podcast. Follow me on Spotify too. Subscribe, rate 5 stars on Apple. That'd be much appreciated. And thank you all for listening. I really do appreciate each and every one of my listeners. And until next time, this has been Josh Winokowski of the J Sports Podcast.